Welcome, beloved, to this edition of Issues. I be your brother, Gideon Ben Israel. This is Issues, and I am your host for tonight. It is the Executive Director, Wilson Burroughs, through whom and his generosity and our friendship has allowed me to come on with you tonight. It is for me, of course, a special report. In lieu of the incidents that has happened in DeKalb County, specifically, and all across this country generally, we are in a condition of code red in our community. We've been in that condition for quite some time because we have yet to understand as a people that we are being disenfranchised systematically by a conspiracy that is long since, even before we hit the shores, the conspiracy was in order for us to be disenfranchised as a people, disconnected from our history, and reconditioned to look to Massa, the White House, and the political process to heal our woes as a people. I want to speak to you, though, about why we are in this condition. It is because of a lack of identity, in my estimation, and from reading the scriptures, I find that we as a nation of people have come into a point where we recognize that there's a problem in our community. Our families have a striking level of divorce. There is a growing number of our young males, specifically young males in the prison industrial complex, and a growing number of our daughters are increasing as well. We understand with drug abuse, STDs, and a number of the criminal justice system, all of these ills are pointed toward us as a people. And now we see murders that are taking place. Are the police officers bad people? Have they just hired mindless robots that respond only to the mandate of their origins of the police department, its oaths, and the decrees that they have when they come forth to our communities? Or is there a difference between how they react in our community and how they react when they go to Buckhead or in some of the other neighboring areas that are less populated by us? The statistics show that there is a distinct difference in the way we are dealt with and the way the people or the criminal element are dealt with in other communities. Now, how is it then that we have the Christian community and the Muslim community who have been used by the Europeans to establish a code of order and conduct in our community, because it is the Christians and the Muslims who have set an agenda of cultural, religious indoctrination, and both of them call themselves black. But yet we continue as a people to be poisoned, we continue to be disenfranchised, we continue to be put on the low end of the totem pole. Why is it that when we have Christian and Muslim blacks, and I have respect for both of these communities and people in them, but why is it that under your watch we continue to have this massive idea of irresponsibility from the government, but yet your leadership, it keeps pointing us back to the government? It's something wrong with that picture. Now, I'd also like to say to our environmental community as we move forward, and our CG doesn't work. This is a special edition of Issues. I am Gideon Ben Israel. I normally host the program HearO'Israel, and we thank Wilson Burroughs for allowing me to host this program. But when we look at the environmentalists, I also want to speak to you, because here we come into a holiday season that the use of power, it is at an all-time high in our community. Now, we talk about global warming, we talk about our communities and suffering from bad air, asthma, and a number of other conditions. But do you know, during the holiday season, we use more power and produce more waste. And understand this, waste as well produces a toxic gas. It's called methane. We produce more waste and use more power during this time than any other time of the year. When will America, and when will the environmentalists who are in concert with the American agenda begin to actually talk about this wanton waste of power merely for an effect, a lighting effect, when we have a world community that's suffering from the effects of global warming, which is due to rampant fossil fuel usage and rampant usage of power in this country. There are many things that we need to think about and we need to discuss. Let me share with you what I mean by the scriptures and how that there's conspiracy in and among our community about us, and especially about this word. We want to call out WAOK. That's right. And you, the beautiful, intelligent Dr. Lorraine Jock White. But because of the information that I'm bringing you, I was not allowed to come on her program, which I've come on many times before, but because they have this new Black Panther Party that's in the community and setting itself up as a leader in the community, and I have called to question this term black, and nobody can answer this question for me. How is it that you have a people that call themselves black? Now you have a resurgence of an organization that calls itself the new Black Panther Party. Then you have the black Muslims, but yet each term black cannot be defined in a legal dictionary that identifies a race of people other than through the laws and the rules and the codes that were set up to disenfranchise and discriminate against a nation of people. But yet, these are the people that are being propped up to be your leaders. Who are the new Black Panther Party? Who's financing them? And who made them our leader all of a sudden? And then you have the New Order. Gerald Rose, I do know his father, Floyd Rose. They come from Valdosta. Gerald Rose is in Atlanta now. He has an organization called New Order. But who set these people up? How is it they get access to the media? And people that have been around, like the Hebrew Israelites and the other organizations, don't get that same access. It's because they toe the party line. They talk this black talk, which has no substance in law, nor in history, and they continue to keep our people confused about who the true sellouts are in our community. They are the politicians, they are the corporate idealists, and they are those of you who call yourself black, and you know you can't prove it in a book of law. Now, in Psalms 83, I want to share this with you, and then I have a guest that we're going to come to, and we do have access to the phone, 770-559-2999, 770-559-2999. We want to talk to you. We want to know how is it under the watch of the Christians and the Muslims who claim to be for our good that we see a continuing downgrade of our position and we're being killed like animals, not because these people that are police officers are all bad, but because they have a mandate from a system that the Most High is going to destroy. In Psalms 83, it gives us the answer to why these situations exist. Verse 1, keep not you silence, O God. Hold not your peace, and be not still, O Elohim. For lo, your enemies make a tumult, and they that hate you have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people, and consulted against your hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against you. Just like they wouldn't take my call because they know that